Rodrigo, I'm so excited. You are back, Southern Charm, season 10. Okay, you've got one season under your belt, but now you're back again in an even bigger way. What was the game plan? What did you learn from, your first season that you took into season 10?
It's crazy, like having I was saying this before, like being like involved with the show to a certain extent up until last year. And when I was actually in the throes of everything last year, it was kind of like my own learning process because I really couldn't lean too much on anyone else on how I needed to navigate my first season. It really was just a matter of trial and error and realizing how you need to behave in certain ways and how to speak, when to stir the pot, when not to, when to cuss a bitch out and when not to. So
Um, that's great. But also, congratulations are in order. You and Tyler are engaged. We're very excited. I know that was a magical moment. You've been dating for 9 years, which I love, but now you decided to take it to the next level. What was the reason, this was the right moment?
for me, it was like, here we were going to Greece, like one of our favorite places in the entire world. And this time around, we were going with a big group of our closest friends, like from here in Charleston, best friends in Phoenix, all like showing up for us. They didn't know that it was happening, but I just knew that everyone was coming together, that this was the moment. Because to be across the world in our favorite place with our favorite people, it was perfect. I mean, he was completely thrown off guard, and in fact, he was crying. He didn't even say yes. He was like, "Sure," and I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, bitch." I mean, but it was cute, and we had a good time after he stopped crying because he was in complete shock. It was a great time, and I'm just so happy that we could do it with our closest friends.
I love that. It's a success if he was fully surprised. So at this point in your life, at this very moment, would every cast member be invited to the wedding?
Yes, actually, yes. I will say
Okay.
yes. Every cast member would be invited.
Great. We love that. We love everyone. As you know, Rodrigo, I was so excited because you were the first LGBTQ charmer to come on the show. It's one of my favorites, and I've been saying for years, I want, more inclusion on the show. And we also have a new gentleman named Ryan, who I know is friends with Patricia. What's the vibe? Are you cool friends? Did you know him before? It is nice that we have, some extra representation as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know him. I mean, I had never really had a conversation with him ever, other than like seeing him and Eddie somewhere. I think Tyler and I were having drinks one time, like a couple of years ago out, and we just said hi in passing, and had never really had much conversation beyond that. We have a lot of mutual friends, so I mean, I actually saw him last week, and we were having a great conversation, and a few of us showed up for a beer event for Austin, and yeah, I mean, it was fine.
What I love with some of the newer women that are coming in, they definitely have previous history with some of the other castmates, late night,
Yeah,
night activities.
some girls more than others, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Ryan told me that he has kissed someone else on the cast, and I have no idea who he was talking about. Do you?
Yeah, not me,
Okay,
but I mean, and it ain't one of the girls, so
hey, we'll have to watch the season for that.
yeah.
So, thinking about all of this, I think that, the show for so many years, there's so many alliances, there's so many dramas. And I know that the guys, especially when it comes to Shep, Austin, and Craig, are kind of trying to rebuild that. You're friends with all of them. How do you kind of see that has been developing?
It's crazy because sometimes I look at the guys and they can take some steps forward, and then they basically get in their own way. It's kind of like they're all walking towards like the door of friendship, let's say, but they're all trying to squeeze through it at the same time, so then they get stuck. And then before you know it, they're bickering again, and it's just like, okay, God damn it. Can we just have like some civility and friendship and good times instead of, the constant little nitpicking? I said this before. I feel like sometimes, I mean, they know how to fight more than a housewife.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like now with this, second season that you're in, that we are going to get to know you and Tyler even more, obviously, as your relationship was progressing and you are now engaged?
Definitely more than last year. You'll see us more and more. You'll see more of Tyler. I mean, because Tyler's also friends with, really good friends with most, like all of the girls and all of the guys. Really, everyone loves Tyler. In fact, I feel like sometimes they prefer Tyler to me. But I'm happy that they could see that side, us at home and us with our dogs. We're big advocates for senior dogs and senior dog adoption, and I'm happy and I'm hopeful that some of that will be shown this season, because I mean I also think that's a issue that's dear to both of us, that we find is so important.
We always want to keep the dogs rescued. It's so important. I share that passion as well. I think with reality television specifically, GLAAD has been really wanting and hoping that for more LGBTQ inclusion. Obviously, we're getting there with this show and so many others. What is it like for you just to get to be a part of putting an LGBTQ reality story out there, as a franchise that's so beloved and viewed at this point?
I feel really lucky to have all these people as my long-term friends I've been friends with for a long time. So it's not like I'm just some random person that just got dropped into the mix, where both Tyler and I have long relationships with everybody. I hope the audience can see the natural friendships that everyone has. Even Ryan coming into the mix, most everybody, like everyone got along great with Ryan, and I think that's nice to have new people coming in. And same thing with the girls, like the new girls, some better received than others. I mean, some girls having shared kissing partners in the past. So, I feel like sometimes, that's that creates its own drama.
Totally. Did Ryan seek any sort of advice from you, kind of as like the new person coming in who just also happens to be gay?
No, not at all. Actually, I tried to reach out and he did his own thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for what is ahead this season. Do you think that we'll get to see any of the lead up to the engagement on the season at all, or will that be something that we will have to just, follow your social media for?
It's something to follow on social media. I knew, like, after we had finished filming, that when the time was going to be, like, Austin, Tyler, and Austin's girlfriend Audrey, the four of us all went to Mexico City together after we finished filming, and that's kind of when the seed planted in my head. And I was like, okay, the four of us are taking this fun trip. And then I was thinking about how, Tyler and I were going to Greece with a bunch of our friends. And I was like, this would be the moment. So that's when, like, my wheels started turning about making that happen. But, maybe, who knows if I'm still kicking, if in season 11, there will be opportunity to see, those next stages in life.
Well, I hope so. We're here for it. Rodrigo, I'm so happy that you are back. I'm excited for this new season of Southern Charm, which starts December 5th at 9 on Bravo, and of course the next day on Peacock. It's so good to see you.